Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. Now, we had Deku who faced off against Zeskir and the Ecto-Neurites. Deku and Mina were put in a position where his grandfather was transformed and Zeskir took over the entire base. And Deku, after Mina used a spell to teleport both of them, he was left alone in the dark. And he was trying to figure out how to take down Zeskir. But Asmith, he stepped out of the dark and informed Izuku as to a few things. However, Asmith briefly encountered Paradox and the two spoke. Paradox explained the boy's importance in the grand scheme of things, and he even corrected a few things. And Asmith was kind of intrigued. The fact that this all does involve time travel, it does worry him heavily. However, the fact that Izuku, he's this important, it means quite a bit. He decided to let Izuku keep his Omnitrix, but he took away Master Control after everything was said and done. And Deku, he went on to fight Vilgax, using Waybig to take him down and chuck him into the Null Void. Now, with that being said, Inko is still trying to get accustomed to the idea of her son basically being a space cop, with the most powerful weapon in the universe on his wrist. And that certainly is intriguing. Now, Deku, he has had the Omnitrix for a few years. However, a few things have happened. Now, Deku, he currently is at the age of 16, and that means quite a bit. Eventually summer was over, and he had to go back to school. However, trying to balance this hero life and this, normal life, things were a bit tricky. He could leave most terrestrial things on the planet to humans. However, if things get a bit too out of hand, he'll step in. That was a rule that had to be implemented because Izuku started to miss school. And that was a problem for his mom. However, as more time started to go by, Deku, he unlocked more and more aliens. And eventually Izuku, they found a way to take off the watch. And the reason for this is quite simple. Inko got used to Izuku going off with his grandfather for the summer. But whenever she started discovering that Izuku wasn't even being on planet anymore, she got worried as to how this is all going to affect him. How is he going to live a normal life if he's so used to being out in space, exploring the universe? I mean, it's a nice idea. I mean, getting off of planet and exploring a world out there unknown to her, it's insane. But she does still have problems with the fact that her grandfather hid this from her. She can understand it and rationalize it, but she wants her son to come back down to Earth and actually be a regular teenager. Be normal. And that culminated in Izuku getting the Omnitrix taken off of him, and spending at least a year without it. And Inko, she made this rule quite simple for a reason. Because Izuku, when he came back home, he was having nightmares. He was acting weird and he was changing a bit. But eventually he started to get back into the role of himself. He didn't seem so anxious. He didn't seem so scared and afraid sometimes. Though he did have his confidence. And she liked that her son finally had that. That was the only good thing to come out of this, besides Izuku. And the fact that he feels like he can be a hero. But, heroes aren't really a job anymore. They're actually something they need. Now, with that being said, we do currently have Izuku, who he is sitting there in class and he is a bit bored. And right now the bell is going to ring. Izuku going to get ready for something after school. And right now Deku, he does actually attend his club activities. After everything is said and done, Deku, he does get to leave. And currently he is riding his bike home. A lot going through his head. He's wondering about possibly talking to his mom. I mean, He wants to get back into plumber business. Life's been boring, the summer's been boring, and Gramps, he's been a bit busy lately. He couldn't spend the summer with him, though it does have him concerned. Maybe he should radio back in, see if anything's happening, find out if anything's happening. Hmm, he could put on the watch. Maybe? No, that does sound stupid. Deku getting home, and currently he does gonna walk in, greet his parents, and then gonna turn walking to his room. Him going to actually go over to his bed, reach under his mattress, and grab his device. Him holding up his plumber badge and going to actually press a few buttons. And there's nothing. And Deku, he does stare down. It's a bit odd. But when he does pull up the map, he does see a lot more plumber insignias, a lot more dots on Earth. And it does make Deku a bit happy. Though it does also have him concerned. Okay, let's see. Kentaro. Enter. Now, it does zoom in. Currently, Deku's seeing that the rust bucket is actually not too far away. Huh. That's a bit odd. But Grandpa said he'd be, busy during the summer. He's in town. Is he taking care of plumber business? That on Deku's mind. And Deku, he actually has a turn. Him going to set down the badge as he has to do a few things. Currently, him typing a few more things in as he press enter. And currently there actually is Mina. Mina is doing her own thing. Her family did move to town. And her and Deku might go to different schools, but the two have been still trying to stay in relatively regular contact. Hang out whenever they can, and when both of them do have some free time. And Mina, while her family isn't as involved in the plumber business despite their heritage, it still is very bland for her. Now, currently Deku, he does it await, as Mina finds the answer, and he doesn't hear her voice. Hello? Hey Mina, how you doing? Deku bringing up his hand and grabbing the badge. Him bringing it up and putting it onto his chest. Him gonna walk over and do a few things. Him currently rummaging around just to see if he can find the Omnitrix, since he knows that he has it in here somewhere. What's going on? Not much. So how you been? I've been good. How have you been? I've been okay. School's been, well, and it's just been boring. What was it? Do you remember last summer? Uh, plumber training, yeah. What about it? I just, I don't know. I got sort of used to that lifestyle. They could bring up the Omnitrix. Right. I found it. You found it? Yeah, I did. I found the Omnitrix. I was looking for it. You still have that thing? Yeah. Asma trusted me with it. Besides, the plumbers have told me they've been able to handle all relative threats to Earth. They haven't been that bad. Besides, it's been deactivated so no one can really track it. You sure about that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Deku holding it in his right hand. I don't think this thing can really, you know, die, but I guess it can go dormant. I mean, it's made of some pretty advanced stuff. I think nanotech's involved in it somehow. I don't know. This thing's pretty weird. It's so advanced, it's practically eerie. Right, I got it. Though, about last summer. Hmm? Yeah, yeah, what about it? Nothing. It's just been a bit boring. I can understand that. Though my grandpa's in town. He is? Yeah, I don't exactly know why, but he is. At least his badge reading that way. His badge is reading that way? Yeah. Did you want to investigate with me? I can, sure. Though, did you want to meet up? Yeah, I think it'd be nice. Here, I can send you his badge location. Deku typing a few things. Amina does have it pop up. Her seeing the map, and it's actually not that far away. It's a bit weird. So what is he doing in town? I don't know. That's the strange thing. Now, Deku, he has to get up, putting the Omnitrix in his bag, and he does get to try and think. He knows he made a promise with his mom, but maybe just in case. If things do get too bad, he can take it off again. I mean, all he has to do is, well, give them the code. Right. So it should be okay. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Maybe go out as Wild Mutt or Stinkfly. Yeah. He remembers flying around a lot. It was actually pretty fun. Though, he does remember those simulations with Stinkfly. Ah, that was some pretty fun training. Though, hmm, I'll call you back. Deku hanging up. And Mina is a bit confused. And Deku, he does try to radio in to any plumbers on Earth. And nothing really does seem to happen. It's just kind of quiet. And that does have Izuku a little bit more concerned. Until somebody they finally do get a radio back. And Deku, whenever he does get a response, they try and give him the all clear, trying to express to him that things are all alright. And whenever Deku does try to talk about his grandfather, Kentaro, they do at least try to radio back to him that everything's fine. He's currently away on a mission, and that might be why he's not responding, since the Magister has been radio quiet for some time. And he has at least given them a transmission recently saying things are all right. And that does kind of reassure Deku. Though he does try to radio in asking if they know exactly where he might be, or any specifics. And Deku, he's told something that people don't really tell him. It's classified information. And that does worry Deku. And now Deku is a bit more concerned. If information's classified to him, that's not too good. His grandpa tells him a lot, more than he should. So, if that's the case, then something is actually going on. Now, Deku, he does just go to head out, riding his bike to the location and talking to Mina, since he did just go to put the device to his bike and talk to her while he was riding on it. Now, Mina actually was using her quote-unquote quirk to move around, and some of the people who saw her flying by, they didn't really pay attention, though they did think that she was lucky, especially because she's a normal-looking mutant. Now, with that being said, Deku, he definitely was a little bit more surprised. They arrived and found it at an RV park. And Deku, whenever he turned and saw Mina, the two of them, they came walking up to the vehicle. And they actually don't give each other hugs. Now, Deku, he had to pull away. And Mina did comment on it. It's been a while. I mean, he got a lot taller. Her bring her hand up, and on top of Izuku's head. And Deku, he actually did a turn. Right now, him staring at the broken front window of the rust bucket. That's not good. Now, Deku does a turn, bring his hand down to his backpack and bring up the watch. Him putting it directly onto his wrist, as Mina does actually ask him before he could even hesitate if he knows what he's her hearing it latch doing. I do. Get ready. Deku bring his hand down, and I'm going to press the button, and the Omnitrix is what? It turning blue. Oh, come on. What's going on there? I don't know. I've never seen blue before. Right. Now, Deku, him and Mina do go to approach the rust bucket. And Izuku, he actually is a bit more concerned. Right now, this might be not good. And Deku, he does gotta bring his hands up. Now, when Deku does step inside, he doesn't see anything. Him turning his head, looking left, and then looking right. Him feeling a bit nostalgic. There's a lot of memories in this old wagon. And some of them are good, some of them are bad. And Deku, he has a turn. Him gonna walk up and currently look around. Him staring at the driver's column as he sees the steering wheel, and he has a turn to his right. Seeing the smashed window and going to look down and around. And Deku, he does start to fumble a bit with the consoles. Him pressing a few buttons as it actually a panel is going to open up and slide. Deku can actually turn and press on the button. Him turning around as something starts to hiss. Deku going to walk over and bring his hand out. Him going to actually pull open a cabinet as he actually has to pull open a port on the wall. And Izuku, he has to actually open up a small safe. And Deku, he does try to at least inspect a few things. Things seem to be okay. Him going to actually find something as he bring his hand up. Him going to actually close everything off as he does going to actually press the button, and it is a message from his grandfather. It would explain to Izuku. There's currently a lot happening. If he is watching this, then that means he's currently on assignment. And he does want him to know. Everything is okay. He has the Omnitrix with him, and right now there's a lot going on. He wishes he could really explain it to him, but sadly that is not a possibility. And right now, he does want him to understand. Just try to be safe and understand. He'll keep his hands on the watch for right now. And Deku's definitely a lot more alarmed. That isn't right. Now, Mina should ask, what exactly does that mean? And Deku, he doesn't really know. As currently they do get to hear a sound. Deku turning, as Mina's turn bringing her own hands up. And this is where the bathroom door does throw itself open as soon as I come out. It's screaming out and currently going to turn, leaping at the two. And Mina is going to bring her hand up, her creating a shield, as Deku, he actually has a turn, bringing his hand up, slamming the button on the watch, and nothing happens. God damn it, stupid thing. Now, Deku's a turn. Him currently going to actually look at this thing and trying to think about what it might be. It's not something that he's seen. And Mina does actually push it. It currently going to fly backwards as Deku's a turn, running back over to the front of the RV and pressing a few more buttons. Deku actually going to actually see something shoot up as his a turn, bringing his hand down and grabbing the weapon directly under the dashboard. Now, Deku, he actually bring it up, him turning around and yelling at Mina to duck. And Mina's a turn, throwing herself down to the ground, as Deku's bringing up the weapon and blasted the DNA alien, it being shot and flying backwards, smashing onto the ground. And Deku, he has to watch this thing try to get back up. It currently gonna roll over as Deku does a step forwards, bringing down the weapon. Him blasting it directly in the back and trying to ask it questions. However, when it does gonna try and turn and throw out tendrils at Deku, Deku's gonna leap backwards. Him going to actually evade whenever it does try to spit acid at him, or the strange gel at him, I mean. As Deku, he actually does go falling backwards. Mina stepping forwards and bring her hands down. Her grabbing the DNA alien and going to actually knock it out. Her doing so with an attack. And currently Deku, he does not like that. That isn't good. Okay, what is that thing? I don't know. But whatever it is, it's got something to do with this. You think so? I do. I mean, what other reason is this thing doing? Why else is it here? Now, Deku, he does get a turn to Mina. Her staring at him as the two they find themselves in a bit of a predicament. This isn't right. And Deku, he does decide to leave right now. Him and her trying to piece this together. This thing was after the Omnitrix, and that's an issue. And Deku, he's not really too sure what to do, what to really say. I mean, they can look a bit more into all of this, see what's going on, and find out things that way. But until then, they're kind of on their own. I mean, plumbers aren't radioing in or telling them the situation, so it's gotta be pretty bad, right? Maybe? If so, then what does that mean? Now, that's on Deku's mind. And currently, Deku and Mina, the two, they do go their own separate ways. Right now, Deku with the idea his grandfather might be in trouble. And he also really tried to alert the plumbers as to the situation here at the RV. Now, plumbers did come by and pick up the DNA alien. And that certainly was quite interesting. Now, Deku, he currently does try and sit there. Him a bit annoyed, as he does just stare at the Omnitrix. Since it did do something weird earlier, and now it's different. Okay. Should he tell Mom? No, no, no. She'll just freak out again. He'll have to take it off again. But this new design. Deku bring his hand down and pressing the button. It could actually shoot up with a hologram. And Deku's alarmed. Wait, what's this one? He's never... Wait a minute. Does this thing update? Deku's spinning the dial. No way. These are new aliens. Okay, so that one looks like a spider monkey. That one looks like a manta ray. That's sort of weird. Okay, so that one looks like a giant snot booger. Okay. Okay, but what about this one? Okay, he doesn't know too much about that guy. Okay, so there's this weird guy. What does he do? Okay, so he's got him. That one looks like a dinosaur. Ooh, should he try this one out? No, he should probably put down the watch. Or, no, wait. Deku turning the dial again. He has to stare down at one alien. Him not too sure what this one might be. Though it looks different. Okay, so one looked like a crab. One looked different as well. Deku turning the dial again and thinking. Okay, so maybe don't mess with the Omnitrix right now. Deku pressing the button, as it does actually go back down to its inert state. And Izuku does think about that message his grandfather left. He has the Omnitrix. Everything's okay right now. Okay. Right. Maybe they can investigate this a bit more. After school tomorrow? It is an idea. Though, perhaps right now just putting this thing away is the best idea. Now, Deku, he does decide to take off the watch. It was acting weird earlier, but it must have just updated. So for right now, he'll keep this thing on the ready. At least on him. Until he understands what's happening. Yeah, that's a good idea. That on Izuku's mind. Currently Deku getting the watch off of his wrist and going to actually turn. Him setting it down by his bed as he does go to try and sleep. However, it does keep going through his mind. And there actually is the next day at school. Deku, he's got a few things going on. And currently there actually is after school. Deku, he does want to talk to Mina. However, there actually is where he does got to pick up his bike and go to leave. I'm gonna turn his head and sing a girl, as he does try and bring his hands up and calm himself down. Come on, Izuku. It's not that hard, it's not that hard. Okay. Game face, game face. I'm gonna walk over. Uh, hey, Kendo. Hmm? Oh, hi. You're Izuku, right? Yeah, I am. I'm surprised you actually know my name. No worries. I heard you're in one of the clubs, aren't you? Oh, yeah, we just don't have practice today. Right. I thought I heard some of them getting together today. Weren't you? Oh, no, actually, I'm not today. Uh, I'm gonna be a bit busy after school, so I can afford to miss it a bit. You know? Oh, right. But isn't it kind of important you guys train right now? It really is. Though I think we'll be okay. Though, what about you? Aren't you in any club? Oh, yeah, well, we don't have practice today. Right, right. My bad. No, was that all? No, it wasn't. I know I've seen you a few times here. Um, just wanted to say hi. Right. Okay, was that really all? For right now, yeah. I'd love to stay and talk a bit more, but I do have to meet up with a friend of mine. We're trying to figure out a few things for our project. Right, right. So I'll see you later? Yeah, you will. Now, there goes a turn. Him gonna ride off on his bike, thinking about how bad that actually may have gone, 'cause it didn't seem to go too good. Now, with that being said, Deku and Mina, the two do plan to meet up, especially because right now they've got to understand what's happening with this whole thing. And with that, I do believe that that is a good point to leave this off of. And I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.